All right, good morning. We are here with Leslie Exley and Janna Berry. We're going to tell you guys a little bit about DDR Prime and then also the product of the month, the Melaleuca Touch. And so Janna is just going to dive right in and kick us off with her personal testimonial of DDR Prime and how she uses it in her home.
All right. Thanks, Leslie. It's always wonderful to be with Leslie Exley because she's glowing and beautiful and expecting baby number 3 right now also, which is exciting. And I love being with her. And even though we're states apart, we're dear friends as well. So you'll find being in doTERRA that you make really incredible friends. And it's just so fun to jump on and talk about the products that we love so much. So for me, DDR Prime, I did not, all I knew about it when I first heard of it is, number one, it's hard to find in your back office when you're trying to order it. You do actually have to go to wellness, or you can type in the search bar DDR Prime. Number one, I thought, hey, this one's a little harder to find. It doesn't pop up in blends, so it's under wellness. But for me, it's an oil that was meant to be used every single day for every single one of us to promote cellular health, and that's one that you can take in all these different ways we're going to talk about soon. But the story that I came across that really has impacted us in our lives was really recent. My son just turned 4, and we have just had ongoing challenges with his, it's not so much behavior, it's just more, he is just a wild boy. And I notice when he eats certain foods, mostly gluten or dairy, sugar, food dyes, it's just triggered to a higher level where it's almost like he just gets so tense and excited that he's so strong and so big. He's in the 98th percentile for weight and height. So when he gets that way, oh my goodness, watch out. So for us, it was just always something that we're trying to manage and make sure that he is calm. So he's never been diagnosed with anything, and I didn't think that was necessary with how healthy he is. But I heard one of my friends, it wasn't actually her, but I was with one of my friends who's also a Blue Diamond in doTERRA, and she sneakily told me a testimony that she knew would trigger me to think, oh, maybe it'd be good for him. I think that she was just trying to say it in a nice way. But basically what she told me is children on the spectrum, children who have attention issues or who just have trouble focusing, they really benefit from this certain protocol. And then she told me what it was, and she said it's DDR Prime. It's very specific. So for children who are anywhere on that, you have to understand, a lot of times you'll find they'll say, we tried this oil, didn't really work, but that's because they tried it maybe 1 or 2 days. If you've got a child anywhere on there or an adult, it actually takes very systematic, very particular protocol that's done over a longer period of time. So that's something to take note of. So anyways, she told me that it's a very specific protocol. It's 60 drops of DDR Prime, if anyone's writing this down, in a roller bottle, so your average roller bottle, and then fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. And she said the protocol is you take that DDR Prime and you rub it on their spine twice a day. Once you go down and then up twice a day. And mostly that's going to be, if the child is much younger than, I would say 3 or 4, you may dilute a little bit more, but most of the time with children, they're going to be around that age anyways or older. Okay, so it's DDR Prime, 60 drops in a roller bottle, up and down the spine twice a day. Then you want to make sure that they're on vitamins and omegas and digestive enzymes. I think that's it. So what we would do for my son, because he's younger, I would put the digestive enzymes in some applesauce and, the kids vitamins and omegas from doTERRA. Take note and put like a big asterisk beside it. It doesn't matter if they're a kid or an adult. For about 3 days when you first start, they have really stinky number 2s, and their behavior is elevated out the roof. So I didn't take heed to that, and we were out in public, and she was actually with us, my friend who's the nurse, and she was like, that's what's happening. So I had started the protocol with him, and it was crazy. Like, I was crying. We were out in public, and he got so wild, and he was It was just crazy. So if you're going to do this on a child, make sure that you stay home for those first couple days. My husband even actually started doing it because he found some challenges for himself, and it's even the same for an adult. So it's a pretty incredible protocol, and that has changed our lives. So basically what happened for us was after the 3 days, almost immediately we noticed that he was having more genuine conversations with us, more eye contact, just more, it seemed like he was just more grounded, being more himself. Now, take note also that if you're going to do this, you don't want to skip any days. So when we skipped, we noticed a difference. And then you might have to go back through a little bit of the detoxing with the behavior if you skip any days. So just make sure someone's going to be really consistent with it. But that was, I mean, this is incredible. And there's so many stories about DDR prime, but the main element to me of what it can do is just detoxing our bodies in a really incredible way and getting in there into the cells and making such an impact. So that's our story.
That's awesome. Thank you, Janna. If you guys can't see the little slides that I have up here, somebody let me know. I'll try to watch the chat just in case, but hopefully you can all see these if you have your, if you logged in with video, not just called in on your phone. This is DDR prime. So these are the components of DDR prime. So you may notice a couple of things here you're not super familiar with. Because they're not single oils as we know them in terms of us being able to buy them from doTERRA, but they're still really powerful. And then the complex that is 10% off this month is obviously going to be the pill form, right? The capsule form. So just look here, this image, you can buy it in just the oil, so you can put it straight in your roller bottle, or you can buy it in the capsule form. So especially for an adult, if you're going to be taking this daily, the capsule just becomes an easier way to do it. So one of the things that we know, and I want to make sure you guys see on the Essentials Coach team, and then we'll repost it on our page too, Dr. David Hill, who's our Chief Medical Officer, and Justin Harrison, who's the very first person to ever get started with doTERRA in terms of a customer, did a recording, and it's only 20 minutes long, and it's incredible in terms of the science behind why DDR prime works, and they cite a lot of research and that kind of thing. So I don't even want to attempt some of that because it's just not my forte, not my field of expertise, and I'll sound silly doing it. So, if you guys want to hear more of that, or you definitely have customers that need some more from the medical side, please make sure that you listen to that, and we'll, tag some people in it if you need it, or send you the recording of that as well. It's an old recording, but it's really, really good. Okay, so these are some of the components. Let's see. These are the components of DDR prime, and then we'll just dive in. And Janna, if you want to jump into offer or add anything at any point, there's just a few slides here. We'll just talk about some of the individual components. One of the things we know is that, I think I can say this, disease is fundamentally linked to our cells, right? So if we have damaged cells or cells that are not healthy, that can lead to bigger lead to disease and more problems in our lives, right? So we want to make sure that from a cellular level, like the root of causes in our body, we want to make sure that our cells are healthy, which is why we are talking about DDR prime. So we also know that all of our cells need energy. So in terms of energy, metabolic support, that's where we want to be on the lifelong vitality pack. So certainly DDR prime is not a replacement for the lifelong vitality pack, but we do want to make sure that we're taking that. And then once our cells have the energy that we need, we want to make sure that the cells that don't need to be in our body anymore because they're damaged have a way to get out, and we can support that. We can offer immunity to our cells, right? Boosting our immune system. That's a really popular way to say it. And we can help our cells be resilient from new attacks that come in, like oxidative stress and things like that. So here's some of the key benefits. You guys can read these. Supports healthy cell lifespan, supports natural oxidation, right? So our natural antioxidant defense system. We know that essential oils are incredibly antioxidant. And then it also is going to support cellular apoptosis, which, if you're like me, you got to Google that one. So it's going to support the healthy response. Sometimes our cells need to heal, right? But sometimes something is too damaged and it's going to be dangerous to our body for it to remain in our body. And so what DDR prime can help do is actually support that apoptosis, support the body getting rid of those cells that it no longer can support within the body. So this is just a breakdown very quickly And a couple of these oils you'll see are really good, in multiple categories. Like clove is also really good for oxidative stress, but again, really good for helping with the apoptosis. So I kind of divided up the oils that are in each of these, or in DDR Prime, into some of their primary benefits when we're taking these daily. So we do want to make sure that we are taking DDR Prime daily, like Janna said. It's going to support our body's cellular response daily. I heard an incredible story specifically about frankincense just this week, about a doctor that really talked about the reported and scientific benefits, medical benefits of using even just frankincense on the roof of your mouth daily, and why we all should really be doing that, and its benefits to shrinking certain cells in the body that can lead to further disease, right? So frankincense is incredible, but then also thyme and lemongrass. These are both going to either prevent or help protect our bodies against the damage that's going to come in. Lemongrass, clove, and niaouli. So if you hear the Dr. Hill recording, you're going to love the recording, but he talks about niaouli is actually from the Melaleuca family. It's different than just our straight Melaleuca oil, right? But it's a similar, or it's from the same plant, so it's going to have components of that oil as well. And then oxidative stress, to help our bodies rid themselves of oxidative stress, whether that's internal or external, right? All the things that are putting stress on the cells in our body. We have orange and summer savory in this blend as well. So this is like a super power-packed cellular health blend. And so like Janna said, this is not going to be one like when we put a drop of Breathe in our hand, right, and we're having respiratory issues, we get an immediate response, right? This is one that may take our bodies a little while for us to necessarily know that it's working, but be confident that these oils are ones our bodies need daily to support themselves. So add this to your Lifelong Vitality Pack to make sure that you're getting the energy and the cellular support that your body needs. So again, these are two oils unique to DDR Prime. And Janna, do you have anything that you want to jump in and say about the benefits of any of these oils or DDR Prime as a whole?
No, I think you're doing a great job.
Well, thanks. This is, so this is just very simple because I don't want to get over my head here with you guys. So we can use this topical or internally, right? So if we have that oil, like Janna is saying, especially if we're going to use it in younger people, it's easier to just roll right on their spine. We can dilute as needed. Then it's also done in those gel capsules to make it a really easy way for our bodies to take those internally. So use it with your fractionated coconut oil, your liquid coconut oil, and apply topically. You could certainly put this on your feet as well as your spine. And then internally, you can add DDR Prime like you do to your, like you add lemon to your water, or you can take it in a capsule form. So again, those capsules are 10% off this month. So if this is something that you're taking daily or considering taking daily, make sure that you stock up on those. And if anyone has other books or research out there, there's some incredible books that talk about the parts of the body that DDR Prime is going to support, which there really isn't one that it doesn't because it's supporting you at a cellular level. But especially for someone like my mom that struggles with her thyroid balance, we're having her use DDR Prime daily to assist with things like that. So, make sure that you're looking up if you've got some specific things that you want to use. These oils are going to be very, very targeted within your body. So it's kind of a specialized function, right? Rather than just using frankincense on the roof of your mouth, this combination and ratio of oils in your body is going to be what helps protect it so well. So definitely add it to your daily routine. And truly, that's all I have for you on DDR Prime. If I could shout it from the rooftop, I would tell you this is one you absolutely need to be using daily with your Lifelong Vitality Pack. I wouldn't miss a day of this, and certainly your digestive enzymes. I think that one of the things that we forget to focus on, especially if we feel good, right? Some of us don't necessarily notice huge major health issues, is that there can be things going on in a cellular level in our body and cells that are being damaged that might not show up for 10 or 20 years in terms of symptoms that are going to follow that. So we want to make sure we're being really, really preventative as we begin to use DDR Prime in our supplements to help our bodies protect and prevent and support our immune systems rather than having to react later down the road. So Janna, do you want to add anything about DDR before we move into the product of the month?
I think that's it. And, it is something that, when people aren't as proactive about their health, maybe they won't be interested in that, but you'll find there's so many people who are, especially when you share on this level, or maybe they watch this recording, just letting them know how incredible it can be to support those cells. And I love that I got to experience that story with DDR Prime with my son. But even if you've got adults with trouble focusing, I would recommend even that same protocol, or just taking it every day. You will feel a difference taking it in your overall energy and health. So no, that's all I think you did a great job.
Great. And, as you were saying that, I was thinking, I think a big one, there's a lot of women obviously on the call, right? I think a big one for us is mental clarity, right? So it might not be that we feel like we have attention issues, but just that kind of fog feeling and really being able to have mental clarity. That's one thing I noticed when I started to do doTERRA supplements, that I just felt a huge relief. I felt like my body was able to think straight, or my brain was able to think straight again. So, these are things that we really do notice in our lives. And within, I would say, just 2 weeks to 30 days, typically people are really going to notice a difference in those kinds of symptoms for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, then we've got the product of the month, and I wanted to touch on this because DDR Prime is 10% off. I thought, let's talk about the other things that are actually free this month, in case you haven't used those or added them to your repertoire of oils yet. We all know Melaleuca, right? Our tea tree oil. We use this before we knew about doTERRA, right? We use it for so many things. There's a few of my favorite uses. There's probably 100 others. But I love the touch oils. So if you do not have these touch oils, what they are is the simple, straight, pure oil from doTERRA, but it's already in a roller bottle with some fractionated coconut oil. It's diluted at the right ratio for that oil. And the great thing about it is, for those of us on the go, who isn't, right? We all lead these busy lifestyles. This is something that enables us to use oils so much more frequently and readily, without having to bring our coconut oil or dilute it or put it in a sample bottle or make it ourselves. And it's incredibly cost effective. So certainly this one's cost effective this month because it's completely free if you do a loyalty rewards order before the 15th. And if you're on here listening to the recording and you have no idea what that is, it's our optional rewards program that gives people free oils just for getting the other things that they need. So talk to the person that invited you or shared this with you, because it's an incredible way to get lots of things for free. But these touch oils we use truly daily. I keep them in my purse. So when we're out, if there are things like bug bites or scrapes, respiratory issues, any of those kinds of things, I have got this roll-on that I can just apply right to myself or my family that's really, really effective and super easy to use. Janna, anything else you love about the touch oils or Melaleuca specifically?
Yeah. I think for me, I was always that person that was like, well, why would I need it in a touch oil when I've got it in a bottle? But when you are out, and especially if you've got kids or you know someone who does, you don't want that mess of coconut oil and oil in your hand. Having it in a touch bottle, it's not just, a luxury. To me, they've priced it so well, and they're not charging you for the extra. If you go look at the prices of the touch oil, a lot of times when people, let's say someone's like, man, I really want frankincense, but it's so expensive. I'm like, go get the touch oil. It's way less expensive. You may get a little bit less, but it's perfectly diluted. It's a great way for you to try it. So I love these touch oils, honestly, for the cost effectiveness as well. And then it's pre-diluted, like you said. We always have Melaleuca with us because that is the one I use on my son to prevent, and then also to protect him when he is going through something. Melaleuca is one of the most powerful yet gentle oils for children. So we always have that I always have that in my essential oil purse. But yeah, we love Melaleuca.
That's awesome. And I'm going to show you guys, let's turn my video back on here. Hopefully everyone can see me. So this is the Melaleuca Touch. So it's just really easy to open up, simply apply to your skin, rub in, and that's it. You're good to go. So these are really handy to have on hand. And if you guys look at any of the oil sites or Amazon, these are like $15 on Amazon. There are these holders. And the touch oils fit in them perfectly. And they're just little zipper pouches. And I know Janna uses one very similar to this too. This is what I keep in my purse. So I have that with me at all times. Or, if you're a guy in your desk drawer or whatever is easy for you. So the touch oils are the ones that travel with us the most often. And I think you guys are really going to like it. Plus it's free. So no harm, no foul, right? Make sure you just place your order before the 15th and you'll get that for free. And then everyone probably on this call knows this, but if you're sharing this with other customers, We want to make sure everybody gets to see the September promotions. So these are valid through the 15th of the month. So as long as you process your 160-point order by September 15th, you're going to get the free Melaleuca and the free peppermint, lemon, and lavender. So awesome stock up month because those are full-size peppermint, lemon, and lavender, especially as we go into fall. All the respiratory issues that come with the change of the seasons, we want to make sure that we're using those daily as well. Melaleuca is also really great for that. So make sure that you grab those. It's over $60 wholesale. So what is that? Like over $80 retail, and free oils, which is amazing. So make sure you stock up on those. The lemon, lavender, and peppermint, you can order up to 4 separate orders and get those for free 4 separate times. So I hope that was helpful. I'm going to stop the recording, and then we would love to open it up. Janna and I would love to answer any questions that you might have, or if you feel free to jump off. Thanks for joining us.